All right, here we go again. Buckle up. Rough roads ahead, I guess. Well, the whole thing, like the cash and what's that guy's name? Charlie, whatever, was talking about. It's just a management process. It's well, all you have to do is answer the subpoena. You can't just throw them in there if they don't answer the questions the way you want them to. You can't like lock them up and say it's contempt of Congress. All I have to do is show up. And they don't have to say anything. Again, that's what I told Bannon when he didn't show up. Like online, I said, you just got to show up. You have your lawyer say that you're not going to say anything, and that's fine. So again, I don't, Bannon really messed up because he didn't have to go through that. Right. Bakery, sir. Trying to get some exercise. I'm hoping I'm not going to get rained on. They said it was only like a 2% chance it was going to rain, at least at this point, and then higher later. Doing everything to get to church tomorrow. Just bringing for a massage this evening. See if that'll work. All right. How you doing? That's weird. He just walked past me. Looks like Bannon. Not exactly, but listen up. How you doing? Doing the hill climb again. It's a way to get your blood pressure down. Do these long hill climbs. So again, uh, my massage therapist looks like she's expensive, but it's not. You don't have to play around. Like Hand and Stone, they upcharge for everything. Deep tissue, uh, cupping. I don't even know if they do scraping. Thanks, Larry. Well, these people, they just no nonsense. You end up paying the same price. But that just happened. Like an hour and a half in deep tissue, same price that she charges, but there's no like whatever she like 1 week she'll do it this way, and so she's using cupping, she's using scraping, she's using deep tissue at times. There's no upcharge, and sometimes that's kind of stressful. What do we? It's because anyway, massage therapy is an investigative process of the body. So they have to feel their way through. So if you say deep tissue, maybe it doesn't call for deep tissue. Maybe it doesn't call for cupping. So I ended up paying an hour and a half, $139 plus a tip. So it's kind of pricey, but again, inflation has hit us pretty hard. So it's probably in line with what I was paying before. Massage Envy is not too bad. Although they tried to get me to use the CBD, which might be okay, but that really pushes the price up. But they're not charging you for every little piece of upgrade or a little piece of extra stuff. They have, things like CBD oil. Of course, it would cost money, right? So it is what it is. So I was going to give my neighbor some microphones, some USB microphones I haven't used in a while. And so I said, here, I'll get you a boom mic stand for your, like you connect it to your desk. So I was going to take the shock mount I had up to him so he could have that. And he's like, I couldn't fit it on the desk. You know, it got thick drawers and stuff. It just doesn't work. And I said, okay. And I guess I'll use it. First, I was going to think of sending it back to Amazon, but I said I could probably use it. Well, the whole thing is I was listening to God. So I'm like, I know God wants me to give him this shock mount with this thumb screw, and that leaves me without a thumb screw, but I got something I can use in its place for this particular shock mount if I use it. Right. So all said and done, I get all that back plus the new. It's actually a great deal. It's probably the best deal, kind of medium duty boom arm available. Well, it's neat. It's like a 3-piece one, which is neat too because they save on shipping on the 3-piece ones. You know, they're sending it from China. There's a lot of shipping in there. You know, so it saves space. It's not real long. It's a shorter box. So the first part is kind of this tube that it fits into. And then the mount part is real nice. It's a double rubber thumb screw type of thing. Up the second big hill. Definitely great exercise climbing these hills. I'm probably going to start a series on the use of the will, a lot of the metaphysics, to explain the use of will and how that works and why people shouldn't do it. It's really like a spell. It may not actually attack a specific person, but it can alter someone's life like a spell. It's like some woman behind me and now she disappeared. Like she was sneaking up on me. Thanks. Really trying to threaten me. You're right behind you. We're gonna take you out. God, they don't like me walking. Anything that is health, they don't want me to do. What's up with that dog? Whose dog is that? I guess it's that woman's. Thank you, Larry. Thanks, Larry. I have no idea where I'm going to live next. No clue. I'm so sad when I got here that winter. When I moved in January, I felt so healthy. Right? They just kept attacking me. Crazy people. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, so I'm saying they could be trying to send a subliminal message: turn back, turn back. Right? They're big on subliminals right now. They're trying to get me not to be on X anymore because it's getting obnoxious in my feed. It's not, all the false stuff and the AI stuff that's false. And, you have to get a break. Oh, wow. Nice and lush and green. Great lush this year. Whew. So later I got a massage, then tomorrow hopefully they'll get me to church. A little stuff. How you doing? Yeah. Well, they want me to go. They're so into it, So I don't want to disappoint if I don't have to. Right. No, I knew the people, the massage therapists were corrupt. I knew that. I just figured, back in Santa Fe, I just figured, like they say, ignore it and push through, you'll be okay. Right. But again, that they lie because that's when they attack with something higher when you don't stop. Right. There's no reason. I mean, it was just intended to make me sick like it did. And I wouldn't have this physical condition like this. And they validate it by saying like stupid stuff that's not true, like he won't go after little girls again, or little boys or something. But it's BS. That's how they drive people into that murder frenzy, and many of them might actually be guilty of that. So it flips their trigger. Well, if you start talking about pedophiles to pedophiles, and you ask them to do something like extortion. But that guy, why one guy in Santa Fe, why did he get ghost? Really, if I were to go massage him, do tell him to do some cranial stuff, children, I'm a service will do cranials all the time. It's not something that she, I did the cranial. I said, well, body because you seem to know what you're doing. See what you can find. And you loosen my intercostals and all that, which is just surprised to find that. But so if I go to like some of these other places, it would add up like all the upgrades. I don't think massage India is still the cheapest in them. Well, because when you, I forget what the amount is. When you, I think it's like $70 something. They compete with hand and stuff. But if you do a deduction, I think it's a $79 hour massage, and then more money for an hour and a half. It's like an upgrade. But if you do another massage during that pay period, during that deduction period, then it's like $69, maybe 75 and 65. I can't remember, but they're still. I can't put my hands in stone. It just never told me there was going to be an upgrade fee. And before I was doing it on my own, upgrade fee, all sorts of stuff, just because it could be difficult to massage. I did an hour and a half, which is like a $40 upgrade fee. What are you doing? It's like a $40 upgrade fee. And so, and they hit me with like another $30 or something. It's just not that good. How you doing? Their massage isn't as good as that other woman. Okay, this kind of flattens out down here. Sure wish I could have got here like 15 years ago. I rode these trails. It's nice down here. Nice to go back now. No, I smelled the farm last time, but I didn't come down this far, and now I see it. What is that? Oh, it's just that. Oh, it's the children's farm. Let me heal it. Whoa. I haven't driven past it in a while. So it has to be healed. Yep. What's it called? The Deanna Rose Children's Farmstead. That needs to be healed. So pray for it, heal it, do whatever your stuff is. Thanks, Larry. Thank you, sir. I don't see anything there, but I know because I'm walking past it that most likely that's what it is. So they just keep like just thinking, like projecting their mind. It's like insane. Well, trying to sway me from believing that, knowing the truth to believing some BS, right? Again, other people are hit within the line also, whatever. It could just be a spell even, right? But I think they actually are projecting it with knowledge. Yeah, I think it's like when you go to quit your membership at Handstone, it kind of plays a game with you. Like I got a really good massage, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll extend it at the other location. And this person was the person I was going to originally use for massage. So I'm finally getting in with that. But the pricing scheduling is just kind of weird. Just, If I would tell them everything I needed, I would have like a $40, $50 upgrade. Actually, above the, the additional half hour. So it would be like $180 or something. So I need to post for service because people don't understand the pricing. It's not heavy and it's done and think that they're overpriced, but you don't upgrade. I mean, you can like go in and get a TMA from her, but you'll incorporate some of that into my hour and a half. So she might be back for a TMA. It takes forever to get an appointment and get in for pain management, and he never used steroid. Okay. Putting up that first hill, first couple hills, I was like, I'm gonna go as far as I did yesterday. I feel like I got more energy to like, bite in and grip in and go. Okay, careful on the pH on your water. I was buying just honey because I thought it was pretty good, but boy, that's down around 5 or something, where they could be 7 something. Definitely have to work on loosening that right side because even though the neck and all that's releasing, when I touch my chin to my chest and extend that, I can feel it in my triceps, which doesn't happen in the other side. I mean, a little bit, but not like that. I should feel better after a couple weeks of walking this trail. Thanks, sir. All that lost time. My God. Now they're professionals, and that's the eye opener. No little thing like they try to see. The professionals trying to make it look like everyday people just, mad at somebody or something like that. Pretty good hill here. Get like a reprieve going on. Go walk up it. Wow, that part of it's really steep. I walked this one yesterday. I went a little bit further today, not much. take you. Stop, stop. It's about to the crest. Here's the steep part. And now, a little less steep. Not by much, but that's the biggest hill I'll climb all day. Got a little bit more now. Crest. Hi, how are you? Whew. Whew. Glad I took that energy, not energy drink, but electrolyte mineral drink. Whew. It's really a good one. Got a ton of potassium in it and like lower sodium. Good rest as well. Yeah, I'm not going back to that dude. He covered my eyes and all that. I don't think he figured it out. Like, he's probably paranoid. He's doing gay man, like, gaying him and looking at him. But, like, you're like, well, what are you going to do to me when I'm covered, you know? When you're looking at me? It's kind of weird. Yeah, I think that's probably something he's trying to avoid. All right. But I'm looking down, he didn't cover my eyes. When I flipped over, I'm like, yeah, it's a little weird. But he went relaxed. So he actually projected relaxation. I guess some people freak out over it, you know. How you go? So, you know, some people freak out over it. All right. Oh, wait, this is a pretty good hill here, too. That's why she's resting up there, probably. Oh, she's waiting for her mother. That's good for her. Get a rest. That's a pretty good hill, but it's not that long. I just hope I don't lose. I mean, I don't want to jinx myself. I hope I don't lose so much weight that my suits don't fit. But then again, I'll give them the charity like everything else. Not too many. There's no real hills this way except for that one. This one, I'm on a hill, but it's like steep at the beginning and then it levels off a little bit. But it's real short. It's like, you know, it's like weird in the world today. Like, I would have never thought, how you doing? You know, wearing an American flag could like trigger people, but you never know who you're going to trigger from it, you know? Like, my hat's got a black and white American flag on it. And in God we trust on the back, but people trigger over it. So these are like dump pouches. These, get on Amazon, you look up water bottle pouch. At first, I thought it was going to be smaller. I thought like the water bottle would stick out a little bit, just like the regular 16.9 ounce. But that's not true. Right. Yeah, I drank half my energy, not energy drink. What's it called? Electrolyte mineral drink. before I left, and then sipping it on the run or on the walk. Whew. Yeah, I need a little bit of that tea to stay focused, or I can't. Like, I'm not going to go on Adderall or something like that. I'll just drink some tea, you know? Right. A lot of people, it's how they focus for their run or walk. I have to. I got to get my weight down. My blood pressure isn't like sky high or anything, but I need to get it down a little further. Now, this will drop my weight and drop my blood pressure for sure. Clean the area. So you might feel like an inference, but I can speak it sometimes what that inference is, and then it becomes like a voice. You may go somewhere and just feel like it's evil or something. Then I can heal it. That's what you should do anyway. You know, the Lord doesn't expect you to pray long prayers. Again, of course, He said not to, but we still do it, right? Correct. So you can actually just say heal because the Lord what knows what you want, right? God knows what you want. Like I thought it was stupid. Like when I started working up, like God would give me an answer like in a second. I'd be like, first I thought TD Jakes was a phony, and just this term healed. What do you mean healed? You know, we pray these prayers and right. So God gave me the answer. You know, God said, you know, just like what Jesus said. You know, God knows what you want. The Father in heaven knows what you want. So it's you really don't even have to communicate it, but you know, planet you have to communicate it because again it's a restricted planet, an oppressive planet. Mary. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I was surprised that some of the high dollar names like Dasani and Aquafina are actually high acid waters. I have trouble with the high or the alkaline waters because so if you get up to like about 9, they got so many. You have to be careful with the minerals that are in there because your body might increase acid in response to it. Right? That's how they do that. They put more minerals in it and stuff. See, it's almost like a rebound. What's that? A squirrel. So apparently, along the way, they were telling people I was having sex, you know, at these places and gay clubs and swingers and all that. And I was like the only one that wasn't, having sex or even trying to have sex when they were all out doing that kind of stuff. Right. It's a professional hit. Again, a professional hit on a former federal agent should have brought felony charges decades ago. Rick. Oh, is that what he is? Yeah, essentially, the subpoena thing is all you have to do is show up and answer the subpoena. Well, see, if Congress holds somebody in contempt because the way they answered the question, they don't like it, then they'll just appeal it to a court, and the court will shut that thing down. It's the way the system's built. And then there's 3 tiers of the judiciary. So again, that's the best that they could do for justice. I mean, because the world's not perfect. So if you make it through 3 tiers of justice, to the Supreme Court, tough titty. I don't know. Is that bad to say? People say it, but I think if I said that in church, they would be like, "You said titty in church." Thanks, Larry. So you have to be careful about holding people in contempt of Congress. The basic idea, what it's used for, is when they don't show up. They don't have to answer anything. That's the point. They just have to show up. And that's where Bannon went wrong. Now, I don't know if he saw my stuff. I told Navarro, too. I told everybody. You have to show up. You don't have to talk. Your attorney essentially, your attorney will invoke the Fifth. You don't say anything. If Congress calls you or something like that. But you have to show up. That's where Navarro and Bannon went wrong. You don't have to say anything. You just go in there. You can say, my attorney will speak for me. You can say that if you want. But the attorney could say, I am so-and-so, and I represent Mr. So or Mrs. So-and-so. And I'm going to speak for my client. That's simple. Thank you, Large. Again, if they call you to a particular location and you're supposed to, report to somebody, right, then you have to, going to the Capitol building and standing outside and giving a press release and that you say I answered the subpoena, that's not how you do it. You have to show up. It's a simple process. Yeah. A lot of people get it wrong because they're playing politics. Definitely got some exercise. But what should have happened, one of the missteps was when I left Oklahoma right before COVID. So what should have happened is I should have got the blip to go to urgent care. And then they would have got me into a dermatologist real quick. Right. Again, when they're stalking you, kind of stuff happens. And I went off to Texas, and that's where it fell apart again. When I got to Oklahoma, it was great. I was pretty darn healthy at that point. All that moving around and the winter air blowing in. Right, I was doing pretty good. And then I never got right to massage. I remember when I was moving, my legs were a little bit tight and stuff, and I was thinking I have to wait till I get to Oklahoma to get a massage. I can't trust them here, and I couldn't, of course. And I got a massage. I got to Oklahoma, I forgot, but somewhere along the way I started it. I think when I got to Norman, and they definitely were willing me down away from massage in Texas successfully. But I'd look online and I'd be like, should I go or shouldn't I? And just, right. And again, willing me down might include them drugging me. Right. 100%. And then COVID hit, and that was all she wrote. Right. Ain't been well since. Very difficult to get massages and things. If I could have got to them in Oklahoma, probably wouldn't be this sick. I don't know why I ended up staying in Oklahoma. It doesn't make any sense. I guess maybe I was just tired, I think I looked into moving to Pennsylvania. It was so darn expensive. Probably ended up costing me more money not doing it. Again, that's part of a curse that they put on me. I'm just about done here. This worked pretty good. Whew. I guess it was maybe just short of an hour. Pretty darn good. It was a lot of hills too. And again, it wasn't just massage. They did a bunch of stuff in the gym, and at a certain point, I just couldn't get back to it. And then when I moved to Oklahoma, I couldn't get to the gym. Now it's using massage beds at the gym too. They weren't like a full massage, but they kept my back free enough so this damage wouldn't happen. It felt like they hit me with direct energy when I was in. I don't know what that feels like, but when I was in my storage unit in Oklahoma, my first one. And there was stuff everywhere. Like the box cars they moved in had all that stuff on it. A bunch of wording, a bunch of numbering. Actually, I mean, it could be Satan stands, but it felt like direct energy. I mean, they're devils, man. Devils are the highest level on the planet, and they are actually why we can't control the planet. They're not really political. They're both sides of the politics. They're just playing a game with the politics. Just like it's spycraft. So again, it's really just a spy operation. It's not scaring anything. It's actually what makes the mess. And they get rich, going around, you need us to fix it. I know somebody who will fix it, just pay them. Right. Boy, it's humid. It's already late May. I know summer's humid, but ridiculous. Staying cool and humid, that's good for the pollen. Woo! Right. Yeah, I'm actually attacking a couple additional hills. My upper right side of my back actually got tight on that block. Try to figure out how to stop that from happening. That throws off everything. Whew. What are we at? 47. I guess I had about 5 minutes before I turned this on. Maybe a little more. About an hour. That was a good clip and it was hilly. I definitely went further than I've ever gone before on that. But this is it. I got to push. All right. Woo! Nice and AC'd in here. All right. Stay peaceful.